The latest inflation report is out, and it's a shocker. Prices are surging faster than expected, leaving consumers and investors reeling. This isn't just another economic indicator, it's a wake-up call that's impossible to ignore. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, our main inflation gauge, jumped 0.5% in January. That's the biggest monthly increase in nearly a year and a half. This pushes the annual inflation rate to 3%, a level we haven't seen in months. This isn't just about numbers on a screen, it's about the real-world impact on your wallet, your savings, and your future. Get ready, because things are about to get bumpy. Let's break down the price hikes hitting you hardest. First up, eggs. They've soared a staggering 15.2% in just 1 month. That's the biggest jump since 2015, folks. Blame it on the avian flu wreaking havoc on poultry farms. Groceries, the essentials we can't live without, are also getting pricier. They're up 0.5%, the fastest monthly rise in over 2 years. And don't forget about housing. Shelter costs climbed 0.4%, driven by rising home insurance and lodging expenses. Even with the housing market cooling down, rents are stubbornly high. Gas prices? Yep, they're up too. Energy costs overall rose 1.1% last month, with gasoline jumping 1.8%. Filling up your tank just got even more painful. These price hikes aren't just abstract numbers, they're hitting your wallet where it hurts. That 0.5% increase in average hourly earnings, completely wiped out by the surging CPI. Your paycheck is losing its purchasing power, fast. Remember those summer vacations you were planning, that new car you were eyeing? Inflation is eating away at your savings and making it harder to afford the things you need and want. And it's not just about today. High inflation erodes the value of your money over time, making it harder to save for retirement, your kids' education, or anything else the future holds. Unraveling the inflation puzzle. So, what's fueling this inflation surge? It's a complex mix of factors. First, we've got those pesky seasonal adjustments. Businesses often raise prices in January, and this year is no exception. Then there's the avian flu, decimating poultry flocks and sending egg prices soaring. It's a stark reminder of how vulnerable our food supply chains can be. But it's not just about eggs and calendars. The Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes, designed to cool down the economy, haven't fully worked their magic yet. Inflation is proving to be more stubborn than expected, a phenomenon economists call sticky inflation. And let's not forget about the lingering effects of former President Trump's tariffs. These trade barriers, while well-intentioned, have added fuel to the inflation fire. The markets are freaking out, and for good reason. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted nearly 400 points after the CPI report. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite also took a beating, dropping 1% and 1.1% respectively. Investors are running for cover, dumping stocks and seeking refuge in the perceived safety of bonds. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note, a key benchmark for borrowing costs, spiked to 4.6%. This market turmoil reflects growing concerns about the economy's health. High inflation, if left unchecked, could derail the recovery and push us into a recession. So what's next? The Federal Reserve, already walking a tightrope, will likely delay any plans for interest rate cuts. In fact, they might even be forced to raise rates again to tame inflation. That means borrowing costs for mortgages, car loans, and credit cards are going to stay higher for longer. Saving up for that down payment? It just got even tougher. Economists are divided on what the future holds. Some predict a soft landing, with inflation gradually easing and the economy avoiding a recession. Others are more pessimistic, warning of a potential downturn. Take charge your financial game plan? One thing's for sure, ignoring inflation is not an option. It's time to take charge of your financial well-being. Start by reviewing your budget. Can you cut back on non-essential expenses? Are there cheaper alternatives to your usual purchases? Consider shopping around for better deals on everything from groceries to insurance. Every little bit helps in this environment. And if you're carrying high-interest debt, make a plan to pay it down as quickly as possible. Rising interest rates will only make it harder to escape the debt trap. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay ahead of the curve. Inflation is a formidable foe, but with the right strategies, you can weather the storm.
Like and subscribe to Trend Titan. Tracking trends, breaking news every day.